Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOC Vicki Gunvalson on what she said no to in Season 18. Vicki Gunvalson might be a friend this season on The Real Housewives of Orange County, but that does not mean she will be a puppet. During a recent episode of her new podcast, Vicki told her fans exactly what she refused to do this season. Vicki, who starred in the first 13 seasons of RHOC before being demoted, is still making waves on Season 18. She explained that she returned for yet another season to support her friend Shannon Beater. As RHOC fans are aware, Shannon was arrested for DUI in September 2023, shortly before production began. Perhaps Vicki's most talked about appearance this season came on the Traitors-themed episode, when Teddi Mellencamp quipped "Welcome Housewives," and Vicki went viral. Of course, Vicki did not like the put-down and said as much on Melissa Gorga's podcast. Of the episode, she claimed, "This is not what I created as a reality show." While Vicki still creates memorable moments for fans, she will not do everything production asks of her. On a recent episode of her My Friend, My Soulmate, My Podcast show, Vicki shocked fans by claiming she was asked to confront some of her castmates at Jennifer Pedranti and Ryan Boyajian's engagement party. Typical Vicki wanted to leave because it was freezing and the venue lacked seating. But she claims they asked her to stay longer. It is unclear who they are, but one can only assume she is talking about production. And this is about Jen and Ryan's engagement. They're like, well, it is. But it's really about the season and what's happened everywhere. So this is giving everybody a platform to talk about it. I said, no, this is about Jen and Ryan, Vicki explained. Someone she refers to as a friend then asked her to confront her frenemy Tamra Judge and newbie Katie Janela. And he said, listen, if this is your reality where you are not comfortable, I want you to approach Tamra. I said, not going to do it. This is Jen and Ryan's night. He then said, what about you confronting Katie about talking about Heather Dubrow? I said, not going to do it. Not my business. And he goes, damn, you're not going to do anything. I said, what I'm going to do is go home. Fans can see for themselves if Vicki stays out of the drama when new episodes of The Real Housewives of Orange County air on Thursday nights on Bravo. Tell us, are you surprised Vicki refused to confront Tamra and Katie? Will she and Tamra clash before the end of the season? Sound off in the comments below. Vicki Gunvalson, the self-proclaimed OG of the OC, has never been one to shy away from the drama. For over a decade, she reigned supreme on The Real Housewives of Orange County. With her larger-than-life personality, controversial opinions, and iconic catchphrase, "Whoop it up." But as RHOC entered its 18th season, there was a noticeable shift in Vicki. After all the years of arguments, feuds, and broken friendships, she had grown selective about what she was willing to tolerate both on-screen and off. And as the cameras rolled for another season of Bravo's flagship show, Vicki found herself saying no more than ever before. Season 18 marked Vicki's return as a friend of the Housewives, after her departure as a full-time cast member in Season 14. Fans were ecstatic to see her back in action, even if she wasn't holding an orange in the opening credits. Still, despite the excitement of being back in front of the cameras, Vicki wasn't the sane woman she once was. Age, experience, and a roller coaster personal life had taught her a few lessons, and she wasn't about to compromise her integrity just for a storyline. The first thing Vicki refused to do in Season 18 was rekindle old feuds. During the earlier seasons, Vicki thrived on confrontation, but this time around, she wasn't interested in reopening old wounds. She had mended her broken relationship with Tamra Judge and wasn't about to throw away that hard-earned peace for the sake of drama. Tamra and I have gone through so much together, Vicki revealed during an interview. We've fought, we've cried, and we've laughed. At this stage in my life, I'm not interested in petty fights. Life is too short for that. But it wasn't just her relationship with Tamra that Vicki was protective of. Shannon Beater, who had once been part of the Tres Amigas trio with Vicki and Tamra, was going through her own personal turmoil during season 18. Although there was some unresolved tension between Vicki and Shannon, particularly after Shannon's outburst in season 16, Vicki drew the line when producers hinted at reigniting their drama. I've been through enough heartache in my life. I'm not going to tear another woman down, especially when she's going through a hard time. That's not who I am anymore. Another major no for Vicki was any storyline involving her romantic life. After the highly publicized breakup with Steve Lodge and the years of turmoil in her relationships, Vicki made it clear to producers that her love life was off limits. I've had my heart broken on national television more times than I care to admit, she explained. I've been humiliated, and I've cried in front of millions of people. This time around, I want to keep my personal life private. I'm focusing on myself, my family, and my business. Fans, of course, had their curiosity piqued. For years, Vicki's tumultuous love life had been a central storyline on RHOC, from her infamous relationship with Brooks Ayers to her engagement and eventual breakup with Steve. But Vicki wasn't about to give the show another chapter in her romantic saga. Instead, she wanted her return to the show to focus on her friendships and personal growth. I'm in a new phase of my life, she said. I've been doing a lot of soul-searching and healing. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago, and I don't need a man to define me. One of the biggest surprises of season 18 was Vicki's refusal to film in certain high-stress environments. Historically, Vicki thrived in chaotic situations. The more dramatic, the better. But after years of anxiety-inducing confrontations, she made a pact with herself to avoid toxic situations at all costs. During one particular scene at a group dinner, tensions flared between several of the cast members. Voices were raised, accusations were thrown, and it became clear that things were spiraling out of control. In the past, Vicki would have jumped right in, but this time she quietly excused herself from the table. It's not worth my peace of mind, Vicki later explained. I spent so many years getting involved in drama that didn't serve me. At this point in my life, I've learned that not every battle needs to be fought. I'm not going to sacrifice my mental health for a storyline. If that means walking away from a scene, then that's what I'll do. Still, that doesn't mean Vicki was completely drama-free in season 18. Despite her best efforts, there were moments when she couldn't help but get involved. After all, she's Vicki Gunvalson. Passion and opinion come with the territory. But the key difference this season was that Vicki chose her battles more wisely. She wasn't going to waste her energy on trivial issues. But when something truly mattered to her, she wasn't afraid to speak her mind. One such moment came when the topic of financial independence was brought up during a conversation with the other women. Vicki, a successful insurance businesswoman for over 30 years, took offense when one of the newer cast members made a flippant comment about relying on their husband's income. I've built my life from the ground up, Vicki said, her voice shaking with emotion. I didn't rely on anyone else to get where I am today. Women need to be financially independent. I'm proud of the business I've created, and I'll always encourage other women to stand on their own 2 feet. Despite her more laid-back approach to season 18, Vicki remained true to her core values: loyalty, hard work, and authenticity. She may have said no to the things that no longer served her, but that didn't mean she lost her spark. If anything, Vicky's return to RHOC proved that she's still the same OG fans fell in love with all those years ago, just with a bit more wisdom and grace. "I've been through hell and back," Vicki reflected, "but I've learned so much along the way. At the end of the day, I'm proud of the woman I've become. I'm not perfect, but I'm always evolving. And I'll always be true to myself, no matter what." As season 18 of The Real Housewives of Orange County unfolds, it's clear that Vicki Gunvalson's legacy is far from over. She may have said no to a few things this season, but she's still very much a force to be reckoned with, just on her own terms.